Hi friends, Marley here and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I will be talking about a tomato damage that I have never seen in my garden before. I did some research and compared the pictures that I found online to my tomatoes, and now I am suspecting that this is a herbicide damage. These plants have been growing in the ground for 3 weeks now. They now look normal, but they did not start like this. When I transplanted these tomatoes in the ground, some of the leaves looked curly and the tip of the plants were also curly. This is a beef steak tomato and you see all of the curls on the leaves. The top of the plant is also curled and it does not grow anymore. So whenever I planted the tomatoes that I have shown you, they look like this. Since it is a little bit late to start tomatoes for the summer garden, I decided to plant those tomatoes. And each of the seedlings that have this tip does not grow anymore. So what I did was I snapped the tip. According to my research, there is a possibility for the tomato to recover if the damage is not that bad. In most cases, we really have to replace the tomatoes that have been damaged by the herbicides. We are back in my garden and we are looking at another tomato variety. This one is called Kustrali. And when I started these Kustrali plants in the ground, they looked so sad because the leaves were mostly curled, but now you can see here that this tomato is actually starting to grow normal. And what I did was I also snapped the top that was not growing because it was curled, and that's the reason why I ended with 2 vines on here, because after snapping the tip of the seedling, I let the 2 suckers grow. The suckers looked normal, and whenever I saw some suckers that did not look right, I just immediately cut them off. And so these 2 are looking normal. I'm really not sure if this will yield as good as what I usually get. I'm about to start a new batch of seedlings for my fall garden. One of the things that I will do differently when I start a new batch of seedlings is to use a different potting soil, because I believe that this herbicide damage came from the potting mix that I used, since the curling started whenever those plants are still small. I am just so glad that these plants have recovered after I planted them in the ground. If you have experienced a similar tomato plant damage before, please share in the comment box below the things that you did in order to fix it. Now here's a San Marzano tomato that is already in the ground, 3 weeks in the ground, and it's looking normal. This is another example of a tomato plant that used to have the curly leaves and the curly top, and that's why it looks so small, because I have cut off the damaged stem and now it's growing. This sucker, I left just one good looking sucker, and this will be the leading stem of this tomato when it grows. It's actually looking a little bit more normal now, so I'm hoping that this plant will survive. For comparison, I'm gonna show you this tomato plant that looks so good. Look at all of the green leaves, and the shape is perfectly normal. And this seedling was started using a different kind of potting mix. That's gonna be all for today. Thank you for watching and happy gardening.